Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by Legacy FC lightweight Clay Harvison. Clay, how are you?
Doing good, yeah.
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Clay, you got a fight coming up October 16th at Legacy FC 47. Now, you're currently going into this fight riding a 4-fight win streak.
Correct.
But I gotta admit, it's been a very quiet 4-fight win streak. You know, usually a guy who has fought in the places you fought before, you fought in the UFC, fought in Bellator, you're a veteran of the sport. Usually when someone gets into that range in a win streak that has the background that you have, people start buzzing about them getting back into the UFC or getting them back into a big show. But I'm not seeing that. On your end, are you hearing any of that stuff, or has it been quiet?
I mean, it's been kind of quiet. I mean, I blew my ACL out, so I was out for a year. Mm-hmm. So that's one reason you could look at it as being quiet. And then I had my first fight back was in March this year. So I was out all year last year. So there wasn't much going on. I mean, I'm just silently getting it done. It really doesn't matter. It's all about the numbers. That's all they want to see. So, I mean, you know, I'll get in there. It'll be fine. I'm right where I need to be. I know that.
This will be Legacy FC's second trip to Georgia. Obviously, the first time they went to Georgia, you fought on that card at Legacy FC 40. You fought and defeated Joe Elmore by unanimous decision on March 20th of this year. That fight was in Duluth, Georgia. This time you're fighting in Atlanta, Georgia. But I'm just curious, what's the scene like in Georgia right now for MMA? Because obviously, Legacy, they're a Texas-based promotion, and they're starting to branch out. They're starting to do shows in other places. So when they travel to Georgia, obviously it's got to be a good market because they wouldn't be going there if it wasn't. But I'm just curious, what's the scene like in Georgia right now for MMA?
I mean, it's good. It's gotten huge over the years. Since I've been fighting here with the NFC and, you know, the fights with Wild Bills. I mean, we're the best promotion, I think, definitely in the Bible Belt, for sure, like in the Southeast. One of the biggest because we had a great venue. I mean, now the venue's center stage, but David Oblis has done a good job building that NFC brand and co-promoting with Legacy, and we've got a large following, a lot of people, large following for fighters. I mean, I got a large following locally, for sure. When it comes to my fights, sell a lot of tickets. So it's a good scene. I mean, it's a good spot for sure. It's a good market.
Now, I'm sure you're hoping, since you're the local guy, that the entire crowd will be cheering for you, but how many people have you personally invited to the fight? How many tickets have you sold?
Oh, I probably got personally, it'll end up being probably 50 close people because this venue's so small and a lot of people last minute and I got friends, you know, out of town and people have stuff going on in their lives. So, probably a solid 50 close friends and family, for sure.
How many main events?
There'll be other people, too.
Right. How many main events have you fought in, and does it matter to you where you fight on the card? Like, is this a big deal for you to be fighting in the main event?
It doesn't matter to me. It's like my first probably big, I guess, main event, but I've had like co-main events and whatnot, and I really don't keep up with any of that. I honestly... Yeah, I could give a shit. I mean, I'm cool fighting in the middle of the card, doing my thing, and then walking out there and having a seat and grabbing a drink and watching people fight. Mm-hmm. I got no problem doing that. You just have to wait around all day if you're the last one. So just more time killing and waiting. So works for me as long as if it main event means my paycheck's bigger. You know, I'm game always. So.
How about sponsorship-wise? Obviously, the fight is going to air live on Access TV, and you're the main event. Is the sponsorship money going up for this fight, or is it about the same?
Sponsorship money is it's always good for me because I have a lot of friends that are very successful in companies and stuff and always look out for me. Definitely the TV helps. I mean, 100%. With sponsors, it definitely makes a big difference. I mean, walking in here, my sponsor money blows away what I'm getting to fight. Blows it away, blows it out of the water. So I've always done well with sponsors. That is definitely my thing. So I do well in that department.
How about your show and win money since you're the main event? Is it a lot different from the first time you fought for Legacy, or is it about the same?
A little bit different. A little bit of a difference. Not enough to jump up and thank the gods by any means.
Okay.
This is just big stage, TV, exposure, when UFC pays attention to these promotions. Got to show out, got to get a finish, light at the end of the tunnel. This is just part of the plan, you know?
Right. I hear you. Is this all you do for a living? Is all you do fight, or do you work a second job?
Fight, entrepreneur, part of bar owner, bartend as well, part-time here and there. Personal train people, been personal training clients for years. So that's what I do on the side. Mm-hmm. And I just graduated from school. I went back to school. I've been going to school. Graduated in May. Working on getting into the medical device sales and industry right now as we speak.
Oh, I see. That was going to be one of my next questions later on is, did you ever go back to school? Because I know that you did some community college at one point in time. So.
Oh, yeah, I just got my bachelor's in May. So I went back 2 years ago because I knew I'm getting towards the end of the road of fighting. Can't fight forever. Mm-hmm. Got to have a backup plan. If you have all your eggs in one basket, you're a fool, especially in the fight game.
Are you really 35 years old? Because you look like you're 25. I'm shocked by this. Are you really 35?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm actually 35.
I can't believe it.
I just turned last week 35. I know. It's nuts. I appreciate it. I don't, people were like, yeah, you'll feel 30. I never felt 30. But, I guess sometimes now at like 35 I can feel, but I've been so active, just stayed active my whole life. That I guess I've felt a little bit, but yeah, I'm 35. It's pretty crazy.
You've been fighting professionally since 2007. How many miles are on your body? Obviously, in this sport, you're not only taking damage in the fights, but leading up to a fight. When you're going through training camp, you're obviously doing sparring, you're obviously doing hard training, you're putting your body through a lot of stress, you're putting your body through a lot of different things to get ready for the fights. So even though you haven't fought as long as the typical 35-year-old in this sport, you still have miles on your body that are there because of the fights and because of the training to get to those fights. Do you have a lot of mileage on your body?
Yeah, I got miles on my body. I've turned my ACL, just the impact we do, it's like even with my teammate I've been training with, we've been training together for 10 years. My buddy Doug Lima, was a Bellator champ, and all that. We've been putting all these miles and time on our body. It's like we both started getting injuries at the same time in the last couple of years.
Right.
Your body's just kind of. I don't care how old you are. If you're a young kid who's been wrestling since he was in middle school, those things start coming more prevalent. I swear, after a 10-year marker of getting after your body eventually starts breaking down. Everybody,
right?
It's kind of just part of the game. Honestly, yeah, I've felt it for 100%. I've had surgeries and all that stuff. So, you definitely notice it for sure. You got to take care of yourself. You got to listen to your body. You got to get the rest it needs. You got to diet right. You got to take it serious. So.
You just touched on it a little bit earlier when you said that you got to have a backup plan. You can't fight forever. You said that you don't really have that much time left in the sport. Are you looking at this fight or, this little run that you're on currently as your last chance to make it big in the sport?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Is the goal to get back to the UFC, or are you open to fighting for anyone at this point?
Open to anyone, but our goal is to get back in the UFC and finish my career in the UFC and close my chapter on this part of my life. Go out on my shield, take whoever I can with me, and then see what happens. Just go all out. That's the name of the game. Test yourself, fight the best, see what's up. Test your skills.
Whatever happened with Bellator? Because you fought against Iruri Rodriguez at Bellator 88 in February of 2013. It was a great fight. Everyone who saw the fight says it was an amazing fight. Everyone who watched that card said that was for sure fight of the night. Had it been in the UFC, you would have gotten a bonus for that fight because it was an amazing fight. You finished him in the third round, back and forth fight. Just a really exciting one. But back then you had a 3-fight deal with Bellator. So they still owe you 2 fights. And you haven't fought for them since. Now, obviously, you're with Legacy. What exactly happened with Bellator? What happened with them? I've always been curious.
They offered me, it was a fight at 170, I think, versus War Machine. I wasn't fighting 70 anymore. And they wanted me to fight Patricky Pitbull, which I would have, but my teammate and coach, Ducal, was good friends with him and trained with him growing up in Brazil, so it was kind of conflict of interest, so he couldn't corner me to fight him, and so I told him what was up and we wanted somebody else, and then nothing ever came about it, and we just kind of let it expire anyway. the contract just kind of expired, and I just started getting wins outside of that contract. So is what it is on that end. That's kind of what happened, and then the goal was just getting back in the UFC at the time.
When was the last time you or your manager talked to Joe Silva?
I don't have a manager right now. I emailed Joe Silva probably earlier in the summer, I think, or after my last win, maybe a little before that, April or May, about, I'm ready whenever on a 4-fight win streak. Let me know what's up, and then another buddy, another buddy who's a manager as well, speak with them, and he's like, you just got to keep getting wins, basically. Keep getting wins, beat tough guys or tougher guys. We'll say that, but I mean, really, you got to stay on the radar. From what I know, from talking to friends I know, like Brian Stan, for instance, like you got to stay on the radar. Watch when people get injured, because 155 division's deep. I mean, all the divisions are deep now, anyway. I mean, you got to you got to stay fresh, stay on their mind, so they can think of these. So when somebody gets injured, be like, oh, we can plug him in. So that's what I've learned.
Right, absolutely. 155, there's so many fights, people drop out all the time, and that's usually when they're signing guys, is when they need someone on 2 weeks, 3 weeks notice, something like that, so.
Right, and I got a background, I fought with them before. I was saying 170 was too big or too small for 170. I was on the show, I got a good background for it. I got a bunch of wins, so they're like, oh, this guy, here we go, plug him in. That's what I'm expecting or hoping.
So are you closing the door on a move back to 170? Because obviously there's that IV ban and all that stuff going on, and you're a big 155er.
Yeah, somebody asked me that, or Frank Trigg asked me that, and I was like, I mean, if people are transitioning and going, some of the big guys, I mean, the guys that are training with it are 170, like Diego Lima, Doug Lima, Ducal, those guys walk around 200 pounds.
Right.
Those guys are solid. I don't walk around that. I walk around 178, 177. But, I mean, I'm not opposed to fighting anybody in 70 or 55. I could care less right now. I'm 35. I'll fight whoever. Preferably 55, unless transition's already made, like people are already moving out of weight classes and stuff, so it's kind of like, okay, I'm not facing a fucking ogre. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That has skill set, because everybody in the UFC is good. Everybody's down. Everybody's good, like, there's not really too many people. I mean, everybody's good in one area, so. If you're dealing with a guy who's got 20 pounds on you, 30 pounds on you, that's a black belt, you're getting molested on the ground.
With you walking around at 177, 178, somewhere in that range, do you have a strict diet all year round, or are you just one of those guys who has trouble putting on weight and you can't blow out like some of these other guys, like Johnny Hendricks and some of these other guys who are way heavier than they would ever be thinking about taking a fight? Like, do you have a strict diet all year round?
I mean, it's like a lifestyle. Right. Not all the time, and it's always conscientious, during the week, and might have a cheat day here or there, but, like, it's always, it's lifestyle. It's way more strict when you're in that fight camp and you're, like, 6 weeks into it,
Right, I hear you.
But, I mean, still always always eating the good stuff. Don't eat out, don't eat fast food, don't eat garbage, all that sodium-filled garbage type food. Eat clean, just feel better when I eat clean anyway.
One thing I've always wanted to know is, why did the UFC let you go back in 2011? Because usually when you get to that 3-fight losing streak, that's when they let you go. You were 1-2 in the UFC. Why did they let you go after that? Was that because they were bringing in the Strikeforce guys and they had to get rid of some guys and you fell in there?
I mean, I guess I really don't know the answer, but I mean, I asked yourself was like, he told my old manager Gary Barra, he's like, oh, you get caught with the same punch twice or something like that. Whatever the reasons are. I mean, sometimes it's when people have 2 losses, sometimes when they have 3. I don't know the reasoning behind it. But I mean, that's a good point you brought up, the Strikeforce thing. That could have easily been it. They're running their business the way they run it, so I don't really know.
Go back with me to that point in your career when you got released by the UFC. Did you think it would be 4 years and you still not be signed? Did you think in 2015 you'd be out on the regional circuit fighting? Did you think it would be a long road back to the UFC?
No, I thought it'd be a lot quicker. I mean, but I fought in my hometown. I got robbed on decision when I fought Bam Bam Ronnie Rogers. Completely robbed. Me and the whole stadium, the whole arena knew that. So then there was that. That's a bump in the road. Cool. Then I get rolling again. I'm at 3-fight win streak. Blow my ACL in the fight. So that screws me out. I'm out for a whole another year. And I just got back, this March. So it doesn't really help when you get injured. That's the problem. So I figured it would have been like, if I hadn't got injured, would have been a year ago.
Right. Just curious, before you went to Bellator, and then obviously now with Legacy, were you getting a lot of fight offers outside of Georgia? Because I've noticed that you haven't fought outside of Georgia since you left the UFC. Were you getting a lot of offers out of state?
Yeah, I would get offers. I would get offers from a manager I was using in Florida, like wanting me to fight in the CFA. Just, I think it's CFA or what it is down south. They were wanting. It was for fights it was for tough fights versus tough opponents for bullshit money, which I don't do that. You don't offer. I was like, one fight was like, hey, do you want to fight Luis Palomino for $1,100 and $1,100? And I'm like, but no, that makes no sense. Should get way more than that.
Right. I hear you.
Minimum 3 and 3. Thanks. Goodbye. Like I'm not. If I'm fighting, we're going to get in there and throw down. I mean, pay me.
Right.
I mean, there's examples like that will pop up. And it's like, or I could just fight in town and get the same money and fight, still fight a game opponent, but get way more sponsors and off ticket sales and selling tables and all that, make way more money for myself fighting in town. And plus, it's a show and it's right in my backyard, so it's easy to do. It's no problem. I'm a huge draw, so I mean, it's a win-win for everyone.
Now, you brought up your fight against Ronnie Rogers. You and your opponent, Jordan Rinaldi, have a few things in common. One, you share the same birthday. You're a little bit older than him, but you share the same birthday. You guys are both born on September 25th, and you guys both lost split decisions to him.
Did we really?
Yeah. Both of you guys fought him, and both of you guys lost the split decision.
That's annoying. Done too much surfing on the internet, but I noticed we have the same exact birthday, which I found hilarious. That, and we lost to the same midget by decision. Awesome. Yeah, that's funny. I did not know that either.
I know you said that you got ripped off in that fight. You should have won that fight, and the judges robbed you.
Well, I already know one of the judges was particularly favored him, and so I already knew that. I found that out after the fight, but I guess because he was holding me against it was in a ring, and it was against the ropes, but his head was down the whole time, and he wasn't getting these good takedowns, and I was beating him. I was putting a beating on him. He was gassed out. He was gassed out after round 1. Gassed out. And he would just come and hold me, and I would just pound his face underneath with, like, uppercuts or whatnot, and just work him over, and, they still gave it to him. I gave him a split decision. It was definitely my decision. I know that. There was people in the whole place that were just in shock. Still have people that come up to me and they're like, I can't believe they gave that to him. I mean, it is what it is. In the past, I'll take it. A loss for me, but it's complete BS.
Right. The only reason I brought it up is because you guys have both fought him, and I thought that would
that's cool.
Yeah,
no worries.
Now, coming up on October 16th, you're going to be fighting Jordan Rinaldi. What are your thoughts about him as an opponent?
Game plans for his guys, I can tell by watching him. There's nothing that strikes me in any area where I'm like, whoa, we got to watch out for that. Like certain guys that are like excellent in certain areas that are super dangerous that stick out to you when you watch them. Nothing like that for me to him. Well-rounded guy, been fighting for a while. Pretty basic. Just nothing that jumps out at me, honestly. Nothing that jumps out at me with him.
When you've played this fight in your head, do you see yourself stopping him? Do you see this? What do you see when you envision this fight?
I envision finishing him in the first.
Clay, we'll end on this. It's a little segment I like to call Really Random. That's where I ask you a random question and you give me the real answer. Some of these questions are custom-made just for you, and some of these questions are random ones that I ask all the people I interview. So here's the first question. Superpower you'd love to have?
Read people's minds.
Favorite movie?
Pulp Fiction.
Movie you've seen the most times?
Pulp Fiction.
Go-to song when you're singing in the shower?
Send Me a Higher Love, Steve Winwood.
Celebrity crush?
Oh, God. I don't even... Pamela Anderson.
Favorite color?
Red.
Favorite guilty pleasure?
Cookie dough.
Celebrity people say you look like?
Mayhem Miller.
I was just going to say that. I was going to ask you
Somebody
later.
going to me literally thought I was Mayhem Miller before. I'm like, like multiple times. I'm like, no. And we're both from Georgia originally. I'm like, that's a trip.
What's your pet peeve?
My pet peeve?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pet peeve. People in their Facebook statuses, I guess.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying.
Letting me know what you eat and where you go 24/7.
I'm with you.
People vomiting their insecurities on Facebook.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm with you. That is very annoying.
I mean, and now it's looked at as like normal.
Yeah.
It's not fucking normal.
Yeah.
Not from my era. I mean, my dad was alive. He would shake his head and say a couple choice words about what the hell are y'all doing.
Yeah. It's so narcissistic. It's
dude,
crazy.
It's you just took,
Yeah.
Narcissism is at an all-time high. I've actually posted that before.
Yeah.
Like, I'll post stuff to help out sponsor stuff, or like where I'm training at the gym, like in the business of me and stuff, like something funny every now and then, but I'm never posting what I'm eating all the time. I don't take selfies.
Right.
I don't do that stuff. It makes me uncomfortable even thinking about it. It's
right.
Fucking strange.
Right. But you're a pro athlete, and people want to see that kind of stuff.
Right. No, I'll get like pictures with buddies and stuff where we're out training, or we're doing something fun, or like an experience, and post it out there. But like not a consistency of just garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like 15-year-old girls who are posting everything they're doing, where they're doing. That's like unsafe. You shouldn't be posting.
Yeah, that's another thing.
You should. It's
some scary people out there. You gotta watch out. You know, there's people watching you. You don't know who these people are.
Yeah, it's crazy. You shouldn't be posting where you are, and you shouldn't be telling people you're on vacation. Somebody could go rob your house.
That's another. My mother and I talk about that. We're like, you want to get robbed? Let everybody know you're out of town.
Yeah.
They'll be sure to stop by, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm glad you brought that up, because I was thinking about, I was telling my brother about that the other day, and he was like, yeah, it's crazy, all this stuff. These people, I don't really care what you ate, and I don't really care that, and for the most part, the person who's posting it really doesn't care. It's just a way for them to act important or feel important.
Well, it's funny, and then all these people, this is another thing that's great about it, all these people that are projecting how great their lives are and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I literally look at those people, couples, anybody, whatever it is, and I'm like, back of my head is like, you're actually fucking miserable. Mm-hmm. You just like to make people think that you're just having the greatest time.
Right.
And you're doing the greatest shit on earth, when really, it's the polar opposite. Mm-hmm. Like, there's some people having good times and all that stuff, and like, you know who the real ones are, but there's people that are always like consistently doing it. Like, I mean, I think you can tell how crazy somebody is by like just watching it. It's a reality show. It's an interesting era we're living in, to say the least. Instant gratification.
Yeah, I agree.
It's nuts.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
I'm a little old school.
Yeah.
I was brought up by a Colonel Top Gun Marine pilot who's my father. It's a little bit different. Mm-hmm.
Did you move around a lot when you were a kid?
No. Grew up in Atlanta. I'm born and raised Marietta, Georgia.
Okay.
Didn't move around a lot.
Time period you'd like to go back and visit, and why?
Like the Viking period, with like Ragnar Lothbrok type period, like Viking stuff like that. Person
you look up to the most?
My mom. I look up to my mom. Just a saint and an amazing spiritual person.
Let's say you found a magic lamp, and you rubbed that magic lamp, and a genie appeared, and the genie said he was going to grant you 3 wishes. What would those 3 wishes be, and why?
God. 3 wishes be, and why? That's kind of hard. It really is. One, the end world hunger, and then, I mean, I think that's a valid thing, and then what would my other be? Well, throw me $1 billion, let's do that, and then another wish, what would my other wish be? Be able to have one last meal with my pops and my brother.
It's a good wish. You know? Not that it's any of my business, but what happened to them?
Dad passed away from got septic staph back in 2010, and killed him in 2 weeks. And then my brother was in OxyContin and heroin epidemic and eventually got them overdosed.
How old were they when they passed?
Dad was my dad 72, 73, God, I can't remember that. And then 72, 70, I think it's 73. And then my brother was 23 years old. Yeah.
And how many years apart was this? Was this all at one time, or was it?
'07 was my brother. 2010 was my dad.
Oh.
And 2012, 13 was my grandma. But she had a long life.
Yeah.
A long life. She had a good one.
Yeah. Some rough stuff there.
Oh, yeah. Life's crazy. I mean, there's always somebody that's got it worse than you, man. There's always somebody that's, got to keep you moving. You can't stop everything. They want you to continue on. You got to keep it moving. I'll see him again one day.
Right. What do you worry about? What's something that keeps you up at night?
Well, I have a daughter now. She's about to be 1 year old on the 15th, day of weigh-ins. And I just hope this country stays being a great country, because I just don't think I think our country's a shit show right now, and I don't like where it's gone in the last 8-10 years. I think it's sad. I would like her to have all the awesome experiences I've had in the world and opportunity that it was around during my father and mother's time. And it's not nearly as prevalent as in my era right now than it was then. That's for sure. I mean, there's opportunity, but I would like it to be. I like her to be in good hands. I like her to be accomplish her dreams and do whatever she wants to do.
2016 is going to be a big year.
It's a huge year. Sure. Huge year. Yeah. It is a big deal for sure.
Yeah. We can't let the American dream die. It's fading fast.
Yeah, I think it has.
It's fading fast, yeah.
It's not completely, but it has a lot.
But it's fading.
I mean, I'm watching it. I mean, my friends that are all young professionals are all there. That's a good thing about me going back to finishing school and getting it done, is because all my friends are in professions like, medical device sales, whether it be insurance, lawyers, doctors, whatever they're doing. And I get a full view of what's going on, how things are going, what's affecting what. And then I get to watch people that have no clue what's going on, who think they know everything because they went to school and they're younger and they think they know what's up, and it's like, you have no idea. It's like I have friends that are on the front lines who are getting taxed and doing what, and yada yada. I was like, middle class is just getting attacked, and I just don't like it.
Right, yeah. And everyone's talking about this 5 or 10 or whatever it is % unemployment rate. It's got to be like 30.
The thing is, I'm upset right now is I don't like the media in this country. They're really dishonest. I really just don't like it. I don't like how the media is influencing everything, and poor people that are just that are educated but uneducated, like that just don't know what's going on or don't pay attention. I'm like, oh my Lord! I'm like, thank God my parents embedded it into me and made me watch and listen to certain things and pay attention to things. It's just, I don't know. I noticed it more. I got more into it in the last 10 years, to be honest with you. I've watched what's happened. Yeah, it's kind of hard not to when you notice, like, I just remember a time. I can look back in 10 years. I remember a time and I'm just thinking about all my friends used to go out with what I was doing, young professionals and all that, and everybody was getting money. Everybody's making money. Everybody's doing good. It's not like that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's not. I've seen people go through ups and downs, people lose millions, a whole nine. Like it's just more of a struggle now. Right. I know that for a fact.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm about to, I'm going to be diving into a new career here soon. I fight because I love it, and I fight because it's fun, and it's more like a hobby you can make some money on. So,
right.
It's for the love and the competition, and it's just awesome. It's where you really. I mean, fighting is living to the full extent for me. I never feel more alive than I feel in there. Most people don't get that taste. It's incredible. So that's what I love about it.
Right. Was that something that was always there, fighting, or was it something that as you started to do it more and more, you're like, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm fighting. Was that something that's always been embedded, or was it through experiences you came to that realization?
Through the experience of fighting, I mean, I got it and did it, and I was addicted after I first did it, and just like, wow, this is amazing. It's adrenaline. This is the ultimate high,
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is the ultimate high. Some people live life and they never really live. This is a perfect example of living life,
Can you pinpoint that time in your career when that hit you?
Honestly, from the beginning. It became more dialed in and focused in. Like once I was like, made my dream, got on the Ultimate Fighter show, did it, fought in that finale fight, beat Justin Edwards in the decision, almost had him finished a couple times. Like, I was just high on life. It was just amazing.
Your nickname, Heavy Metal, where does that come from? Were you in a band or something, or have you just always been like that? How did you get that nickname?
Oh, it was just inside joke with friends growing up and going out, and just text message threads. Just something to be like, "Oh, we're going out. You spinning that heavy metal tonight?" Like just an inside joke.
Oh,
that's it.
Oh,
nothing major. Amongst like close friends I grew up with.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
Nothing crazy. I wish it was a better story.
Oh, okay. I was just curious about that. Best advice you were ever given through life, and best advice you were ever given through fighting, and who gave it to you?
Best advice given through life?
Mm-hmm.
My mom, my mother. I mean, it's always something. There's a lot of do what makes you happy.
Good advice. What about through fighting?
Let me think. Hold on one sec. Steve Haddon, who got me into fighting. Steve Haddon, just got me into fighting. It's just like you just gotta believe in yourself. Period. You can do anything you want if you believe in yourself. It's all mental.
What's your hidden talent?
I cook a good omelet. Egg white omelet, cheddar, spinach, mushrooms.
Number one thing on your bucket list?
A number one thing on my bucket, base jump.
Nice.
Base jump. I don't know where, but I don't really care.
If you could change one thing about the world, what would you change and why?
One thing about the world and why? Oh, get rid of cancer. Because it sucks in a room, see what's less. That's a good one. I mean, cancer is pretty broad. There's only 1 billion different types.
Yeah.
So why not knock them all out?
Yeah. Clay, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Yeah, I got Cyclops Vapor. I'd like to thank them. Red Martini, bar club in Atlanta. My buddy, his company Rachi. Also like to thank Epic Nights as well. Deep Eddie's Vodka. My CBD oil company, Holy Grail CBD oil company. Make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Das Deb Wheels, and gosh, I think that's it, man. I think that would be a Hayabusa.
Clay, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck October 16th at Legacy FC 47 against Jordan Rinaldi.
Thank you